Hey, want to skip those ads and get early access and bonus episodes of all Banana for Scale shows? Hop on over to truestory.fm/join and discover all the cool perks that come with being a member of the Banana for Scale family. Coming up on The Devil's Details, Nightmare Fuel, The Mysterious Stranger, Claymation clip from The Adventures of Mark Twain. Good morning, Star, and welcome to another episode of The Devil's Details, a show where we dig up, decipher, dissect, and deconstruct the many forms of the devil. One of my names is Lester Ryan Clark.
And I sometimes go by Keenan Diaz.
And we're just two lost souls hitchhiking down the highway to hell. We'll get there by and by. And yes, folks, welcome back. This is our new season, our Mark Twain season, where we get into Twain's opinions of and relationship with God, heaven, hell, and of course, the devil. Twain had a lot to say about these things, specifically near the end of his life. And I hear you say, well, of course, Lester, but it's a little more than just the existentialism we all feel when we're, getting closer to the end. It also seems, by all accounts, that he had gotten a little more cynical of both his faith and also of his fellow humans. And that comes out in these later works that we're going to explore this season, where he sort of uses Satan as a mouthpiece for him, to say a lot of funny, insightful, but also deep and damning things about the human race, about the damned human race, as he would say.
Powerful damned.
Powerful damned and powerful hot. Yeah. Yeah. Is it powerful hot in here, or is it just me? But before that, I want to talk a little bit about the man himself. I think most folks know that Mark Twain wasn't his real name. He was born Samuel Langhorne Clemens on November 30th, 1835 in Florida, Missouri.
That's stupid.
What are you talking about?
Florida, Missouri.
Yeah, Florida, Missouri.
Dumb.
Well, don't we have like a Cairo, Idaho or something like that, don't we?
Yeah, sure, but this is a state, state.
Right, yeah. This isn't
Paris, Texas. This is New York, New Jersey.
Yeah. This would be like California, Nevada.
Yes.
Like what the hell are we even doing? Hell, Michigan. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Or Helltown, Ohio, right? As we know. But yeah, Florida, Missouri, right? A tiny town that he later described as barely deserving the name. We just went on about the name. He's talking about it barely deserved to be called a town.
Right.
But I also would like him to take issue with the name, Florida, Missouri.
Yeah, do something.
Yes. Everybody talks about the weather. Nobody does anything about it. I don't even think that's attributed. I think it's attributed to Twain. I don't think he's actually said that.
Right. It's one of those things like, well, that's so witty that it must have
been It must have been Twain. It must have been Twain or who's the other guy? Oh, God. Lisa likes him.
Oh, I don't know. Who does Lisa like? Pablo Neruda?
No. Oh, God. I feel so stupid right now.
Oscar Wilde?
Yes. There we go.
All right. There we go.
Oscar Wilde. Yeah. Yeah. And as we know, like one thing that Oscar Wilde definitely did say, I'm Oscar Wilde. Probably. But yeah, so Twain's family, or Langhorne, Clemens's family, let me say, moved to Hannibal, Missouri. Again, Hannibal, we're just making things up now. I guess that's how city names work. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, he moved there when he was 4, and that small river town on the banks of the Mississippi would become the imaginative heartland of his greatest fiction. He was born during the appearance of Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet?
I think it's supposed to be Halley's, but no one would know what you're talking about. So Halley's Comet.
Halley's Comet, yeah. Vase, vase, whatever. But yeah, he was born during the appearance of Halley's Comet, a fact that he was quite proud of, and he predicted correctly that he would die when it returned. And he did in April 1910. Right? So already there's a little bit of magic and whimsy to this guy. I think we're going to find as we go through this season that the persona or the character of Mark Twain, which Sam Clemens created, is just as interesting as the ones in his books.
Yeah, so we obviously know him from his writings, so that's what he's left behind for us. But he made a significant amount of his income as a public speaker back then, which of course is sort of lost unless we have notes from his speaking game and that kind of thing. But
exactly.
But so he was a proto stand-up comedian, I've heard him called. But he would
Yes, people have said like the first stand-up comedian or something like that. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So he was, performing in character as this Mark Twain character as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, he does like if you like just picture Mark Twain in your head, like it is very like pure white suit, white hair, kind of like spilling over the sides of his head. He's got that bristly mustache, and he's always holding that cigar. That is Mark Twain, right? And that was one of the kind of like notable things about him was like he's always kind of like traveling about in these backwoods areas, but and with that cigar and everything like that. But his suit is like kind of like sparklingly clean,
Right.
But yeah, on that note, before he even became Mark Twain, he was a riverboat pilot, a brief and unenthusiastic Confederate soldier. I hadn't heard about that. Apparently apparently like as soon as the Civil War broke out, like he and his boys kind of like joined up, and then as soon as the first battle was like imminent, he and a bunch of other soldiers just like abandoned,
wow.
the
yeah, I see this saying 2 weeks he stayed in the militia.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So very fitting of a Confederate soldier, just kind of staying in character for that as well.
Yeah, good job.
I gave up. But no, glad he did not participate in that. He was also a silver miner and a journalist, and as Keenan mentioned, a public speaker a little bit later. But yeah, the pen name came from his piloting days on the riverboats. Mark Twain is a riverboat term for 2 fathoms of water, just barely safe to navigate. So, there's something fitting about that. Twain spent his whole career in the shallows between safe and dangerous, between, what was acceptable to say and what he actually meant.
I like that. Of course, so he took his pen name as a pun of, something from his workplace. So I was thinking about that. In the 21st century, it might be Mike's Muted.
Mike's Muted. Oh,
Mike's muted.
Wait, are you saying that? Oh, is this part of the?
No, Mike's muted. Mike's muted.
I like that. Mike's muted. That's cool.
Yes.
All right. Is that? I'm guessing that's already taken, so we can't do that one.
I don't know. I just came up with it before this. So.
Okay, Mike's muted.
That could be us. That could be our joint pen name.
But no, so okay. We were talking about like the character of Mark Twain. That's actually I'm hearing now, like the more research I do, that whole thing about like yes, and he called himself Mark Twain on the on the Mississippi River. I'm hearing that that's not exactly true. I'm hearing that before he chose it as a pen name, he used it in bars.
Oh, okay, great.
Like as like a it's like oh, Mark Twain's coming in like he wants 2 drinks or whatever. So
like to pick up chicks or to have a bad tab that he's not going to repay. That
it might like. It could be all of those. It's like Mark Twain owes us money. Well, I don't know who that is. I'm Sam Clemens. Is there a Mark Twain in here? I think somebody pulled the wool over your eyes, young man. But yeah, he rose to fame with The Innocents Abroad in 1869 and cemented his literary legacy with The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, the latter often called the Great American Novel. I did read that. It's been like forever though.
Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Finn, yeah.
Yeah, we read that in high school, and I am reading Tom Sawyer right now.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to do some Mark Twain. Let me catch up. And
yeah,
I've read some of his short stories, but mostly Huckleberry Finn. They in Tom Sawyer right now. They just discovered Tom Sawyer Island.
Oh, Tom Sawyer Island, yeah.
Which is lucky. It was already named that.
Yep.
When they showed up. So
very convenient. Yeah, but the Twain who wrote all of these beloved books was not the same man who, in the final decades of his life, turned his pen toward God, humanity, and yes, the devil himself, which is what we're all here for. Now, the last chapter of Twain's life was marked by profound loss. The death of his daughter Susie, and then his wife Olivia, and then his daughter Jean, and a darkening philosophical outlook that bordered on the misanthropic. Out of that darkness came some of his most radical writing, specifically The Mysterious Stranger and Letters from the Earth, both of which feature Satan as a character saying some really interesting and thought-provoking but also sometimes dark and cynical things about God, heaven, hell, and humans.
I know nothing about this period about Mark Twain. I have not read these, and Lester even said, do not read them before our first episode. No. We are going to get into the book, The Mysterious Stranger, but I specifically asked Keenan not to look at it before looking at this little claymation clip that we're going to talk about today. But yeah, all of these things that we're going to look at in this season, The Mysterious Stranger, Letters from the Earth, and we might come across a couple of other things.
these are not the works of the man who wrote Tom Sawyer. These are the works of someone who had looked long and hard at the human condition and decided that if the devil existed, he might be the most honest character in the room. So yeah, right now, the plan is to cover those two books, The Mysterious Stranger and Letters from the Earth. There might be a couple shorter works, a quote here and there related to the devil that we're going to stumble upon, but in my research so far, these appear to be the two big ones. And we're going to start the season with The Mysterious Stranger. That'll be next week. And there's a whole history about the making of that book. There's several versions, actually. Keenan, we cannot get away from books that have several versions to them.
Oh, good. Yes.
But before we even get into that, Keenan, I asked you and you listeners to find and watch the short Claymation clip based off the book we're going to read. I say based very loosely based, and that's why I want us to talk about this first, because it is so different from the larger work that we're about to explore. I think it deserves its own episode, and that's what this is. Now, I hear you say, Lester, shouldn't we read the book first and then watch this thing?
Yeah. Lester, shouldn't we read the book first and then watch this thing?
In this case, no. I think the order in which we consume things colors our enjoyment of it, and this little clip is so different from the larger story that we're going to explore. I feel like if we read the book first, all we would notice would be the differences. You know what I mean? That always happens when you watch a movie after reading the book, right? You come away a little bit disappointed, a little like oh, hey, they missed this part, or they got this wrong, or that's not how I picture this character, right? I hate that feeling. And like I said, this clip should almost be seen as its own individual thing. A lot of the dialogue is straight from the book. Actually, this whole scene with like the castle and everything is straight from the book, but it's sort of recreated and recontextualized. They basically took a scene from the book and are redoing it with the characters from the film, including this completely original depiction of our mysterious stranger. That's mainly why I wanted to do this one first. The Satan in the book is completely different from this version they made for the film. Not just visually, I mean like just a completely different character. He actually just looks like another kid that the main kids meet and they start hanging out with, right? There's none of this imagery from the film, which is why I wanted to do this first, so we could appreciate this scene and this design and not be like, hey, that's not in the book,
Well, Mr. Lester, I did exactly as you asked, and I have not read The Mysterious Stranger or looked at the rest of this movie, The Adventures of Mark Twain. And yeah, because when you say, hey, don't read something, I'm there. I'm there.
You would be, all of creation would be so different if you had been Adam. It's like, hey, don't go over to this tree and you're like, already, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'll just be where
it's over there? Good to know.
Good.
Perfect. So we're looking at this one first. So, folks, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it on YouTube. It's only 5 minutes. And I should clarify, this is part of a larger Claymation film called The Adventures of Mark Twain, which you can also find on YouTube for free. We might cover the whole film at one point, but today we're just looking at this one clip, which is kind of standalone and has become, I think it's safe to say, one of those nostalgic nightmare fuel clips on YouTube now, right? Amongst other stuff like Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, or the Clown from Brave Little Toaster, or Mombi or the Wheelers from Return to Oz, right? All of those movies had that one scene, or sometimes even not even a scene, just like a shot or a couple of frames that would stay with you. It would haunt your dreams, right? And the scene that we're about to talk about is that scene for this movie. Although I never saw this when I was little. How about you?
Nope, I didn't know this existed.
Yeah.
And I've said before how much I typically hate a lot of those movies you're talking about, like Return to Oz, or all these gross little fantasy pieces of shit who were coming after you in the 80s. And all my friends love them. Yeah, Labyrinth and Legend and Willow and all that.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would have liked this as a kid. So I'm glad we're seeing it as a grown-up.
Yeah, even the regular Claymation parts, just like, yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, if this is anything like, if the rest of the movie is anything like this, that certainly would scare me. But.
Actually, that's the crazy thing. I think this is like so different from the rest of the movie also. But yeah, I actually wonder what this would have done to little Lester as a child, because seeing it as an adult, folks, it shook me to a degree that surprised me, right? Not the stranger himself. That didn't bother me. And I think young Lester would have been all about that, right? The design of this character is really, really cool. And we're going to get to that. But as we go through this thing, I want you to guess which parts bothered me the most. It's still bother me, actually. But that said, Keenan, this is your first time seeing this. what did you think? What's your impression of this thing?
Yes, I don't really know what's going on. So it's the Adventures of Mark Twain. So I'm assuming that it's a bunch of little vignettes like this, and he's taking these kids. So
do you know who these kids are?
They are 3 ugly little trolls of children.
They are. It's funny that we were talking about them. They are Tom Sawyer, that's the redhead.
Okay.
Huck Finn, that's the guy with the brown hair.
Okay.
And Becky Thatcher.
Oh, Becky Thatcher in Tom Sawyer is written as the most beautiful angel he's ever seen before. So they failed in that respect. These are disgusting little things.
They've also got like a little frog in the front pocket. Do you know who that is?
Tom. Oh, that's the jumping frog of whatever county.
Calaveras County, right? Who I think his name is Daniel Webster.
Okay, that makes sense, right? Yeah. I've read that story in high school as well. So, that's the jumping frog.
Yep.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're taking these, and because Mark Twain doesn't look creepy, he looks like Mark Twain.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Mark Twain himself looks like a cartoon, like just photos of him.
That's right. These claymation companies in the 80s and 90s had a lot of trouble forming human children. I don't know. They had never seen them, and they certainly didn't like what they saw.
like medieval artists when they try to draw a picture of a lion.
That's right.
Have you seen those things?
Oh yes. Yeah, they just forget. Once they get to the face, they forget anything they've learned about 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional space.
Yeah.
So Mark Twain is bringing them. He has some kind of like Wonkavator that he's in.
It was in the back of my mind. I was like, I hope he says Wonkavator. Yes.
Okay. So it's some kind of sci-fi thing that I just can't imagine is in the original Mysterious Stranger. But
no.
Okay, great. So yeah, he takes him to this Wonkavator, and I would imagine showing them different little rooms into different time periods and stuff. And so the one that he stops at here is a little tiny sand planet, except it's not round. It's kind of like a big platform floating in space. And he opens it up, and greeting them immediately is this sand monster who forms, and he's wearing like an astronaut's spacesuit, but he also doesn't have a head.
Okay, interesting. You saw that as like an astronaut's suit
something
thing.
Futuristic, at least.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, it's not, you think?
Well, no.
Well, I guess you'll tell me. Well, he's on a little planet. I think the planet might be giving me astronaut. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like now thinking back on it, like having you watch this without any context at all is like, well, no, it's actually fun because I'm like, oh, okay, an astronaut suit. Okay,
but he has no body or anything.
No, I loved. Yeah, he has no. You mean he has no body?
Right.
Yes.
What did I say?
Not he has no body. He has no body. I have no body.
That's right. He has no body. Yes, and a body can get powerful tired out here on this. I
forgot. Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, a body. Yeah.
So yeah, he doesn't have a body. And he holds his face up like it's like a masquerade mask.
I love that. That's
very cool. But then the masquerade mask can actually, morph and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And yeah, again, folks, we're gonna dive into it now. If you have not seen it yet, again, it lives on YouTube. It's 5 minutes long. The Mysterious Stranger from the Adventures of Mark Twain. Go watch it before you listen to us talk about it. Okay, welcome back.
Hey, everybody.
Looks like you've aged about 10 years. I see some gray hairs and some existential wrinkles around your eyes. But yeah. Twain pulls the lever on this like Wonkavator. With some elevator sounds. And almost like we're stopping on different floors. Did you notice that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and no, you're absolutely right in the he's basically showing the kids like all of his works, basically.
Okay.
So it's like I mean, like we even meet Injun Joe at one point.
Okay.
And yeah.
I thought you were going to say he's showing the kids reasons to kill themselves at every floor.
Jesus.
But so they're not all terrifying like this.
Yeah,
Some
no.
fun. Okay.
Yeah, some of them like there's and it's stuff that like maybe his lesser known works. So it's obviously not like it's like Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer. It's like they're right there. So we don't need a dip into that world, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the door doesn't open. It just sort of like disappears, and beyond it, we see some sort of like terrain and a black sky. And I like how you like. I guess out of context, it does seem like he's gone on to like another planet or something. And then almost immediately what I see other people referring to it as, and what I'm referring to it as, is a suit of armor. Sort of organically rises up out of the ground. Not like it was like buried. Not like it's like being unearthed, more like almost like the earth itself is reforming into this shape.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you can do in claymation,
Yes.
better than other animation forms.
I love it.
Because that's literally what's happening.
Yeah, the clay from the earth is becoming the clay of this character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, it's this suit of I almost want to say like rusted armor, right? But maybe that's just because the color is like this reddish brown.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it sort of finishes forming minus the head. There's no head on this seemingly empty suit of armor. And I mean, like, no helmet either. There's it like you were saying, Keenan, it's just like empty.
Right.
All right. And then one of the hands comes up and a stick appears in its hand. And at the end of this stick is this white masquerade mask that has formed. And this suit of armor just like holds the mask up to what would be its face. Right. And says, hello. And you realize, oh, that's his face. Or like actually, okay, I've been waiting to talk about this, Keenan. What in universe do you think is going on here? Is that his face? Which would be cool, right? That's like a really cool idea for a design. Or is he invisible and he's using the mask as a face for the other characters? That's also cool. I like that idea too.
Right, so they can perceive him. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to perceive him. So he's using this as a nice little helpful tool for them.
Yeah, so which one do you want it to be?
Yeah, I think that's what that is. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I like that, right? And it goes with the whole idea, I mean, we're going to find out, right? This is Satan. The idea that maybe his form is something you can't even conceive of, right? So it's like, oh, okay, I'll help you out, right?
Right. I'm kind of the clay here. I'm kind of not though.
Right. Yeah. I'm kind of I'm shaping this clay to like better serve you, I guess.
Right. Yeah. You all couldn't fathom it, so come on in.
And I like that too. It made me think of, because we've talked about it's like like the angels we see and like the Gustave Doré depictions and the William Blake paintings and stuff like that. Like those are just people with wings and like an actual angel wouldn't be made in God's image and would look so otherworldly that it would like break our brains, right? But I like the idea of like what if it's not like unfathomable in the way that like if you tried to fathom it your head would explode. What if it's unfathomable in the way that like certain sounds are only audible to dogs? So like he does have a form, he does have a shape, but the human eye just can't even, it's like so elevated, it's so beyond human understanding that like our eye just sees nothing. I like that.
Yeah, the Michael Crichton book Sphere, which you talked about somewhere, I can't remember where, but that posits that maybe the alien that they go down to the bottom of the ocean to meet might not exist in 3 dimensions. It might only exist in our 4th and 5th dimensions.
Right. So yeah, so that gave me pause, and that was like a nice little food for thought. I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's like the visual of an angel, right? But yeah, he says hello, and the kids say, "Who are you?" And even as this little mask face is like finishing up, he says, "An angel." And right off the bat, he's got this androgynous, not even androgynous, like this multi-layered voice. It sounds like 2 people talking at once,
Yep.
Or it could be like the same voice layered over itself in different pitches, right? Very, very creepy. Extra points for not being, the low, like, "It is, I'm the devil," thing, right?
Yeah, they sound like 2 voices and neither one is trying to take the lead. Like, they're each trying to defer to the other one somehow.
And they're both kind of like speaking at a different pace. And so like sometimes like you'll hear one voice finish up a little bit earlier than the other one, right?
Right.
Yeah, right. But yeah, the kids say, "What's your name?" And he immediately says, "Satan." And as he does...
That was easy.
Yeah, okay. None of the, it's like, "Oh, I go by so many names," and da-da-da-da. And it's like, "Oh, you have met me before." And no.
Yeah, because you were saying, "Oh, and then it turned out this thing is Satan." Like, well, it turns out like pretty quickly.
It's spoiler alert for like 10 seconds into the thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But he says Satan, and as he does, half of the mask gets all like scary and demonic, right? And Huck is like, "Uh-oh." And, and you even hear, little Daniel Webster go, "Bark." And Satan's like, "What's the matter?" And Huck says, "Nothing. Only it's sure a sorry name for an angel." There's that Mark Twain flavor right there. Right? Sorry name for an angel. And in response to this, our mysterious stranger, Satan, changes his mask again to look like Twain. Right? He even like materializes like a little cigar, right? And he says, "Please come in." And they head through the doors. Twain stays behind. Right.
Right. Yeah. Well, he lets the children into this dimension of hell with Satan, and he closes the Wonkavator doors.
Yep. You're on your own, kids. Yeah. But yeah, and now we're in this black void on this little floating island of rock, and Satan is sort of like rising up out of it, like he's part of it, right? His bottom half has not really materialized, right? And in fact, you can see it almost looks like he's made of the same stuff as the Earth, right? As if all of this is him, right? Including the island, right? Or all of it, including him, is part of Twain's imagination, right? I like both of those ideas. Especially paired with what he says at the end. We're going to get to that.
Right. So there is so he's conjoined with this little island. I don't know what there would be before like video game platforms. Like I don't know how else to compare it. Like before the 1980s, would there be things like this in art? Like obviously there are floating islands, etc. But this sort of feels like like a little Mario Brother thing.
It's something like over a chasm that Mario would jump onto and then jump to the next like little bit. Yeah.
Right. Except here there are no other bits.
Yeah.
And
it's
you
just
stay
this.
here, you jump into the void.
Yeah.
So it's always dope.
Yeah. This is where like if Mario were here, his objective would be to try to like throw Satan off the edge. But you can't because he's fused. He is the edge. So you got to think of something else, Mario. Oh, what about jumping? I never did jumping. You always do jumping. That's all you do. Yeah. I could try eat a mushroom. No. But yeah, so we're on this floating island, and Satan, he puts out his hand and sort of waves it over the island. And as he does, man, the claymation just looks so beautiful. This rock island blooms into life, all this plant life, all this, all these flowers and this grass and everything like that, right? And Huck is amazed. He's like, "How'd you learn to do that?" And we get another close-up of Satan, and he says, "I didn't learn it at all. It comes naturally to me, like other curious things." Weird that he would consider them curious. I can't remember if that's from the book or not.
Yeah, he's not omnipotent, I suppose, but here in his little platform, it just feels like it.
Yeah, right. Like I said, all the dialogue from this scene is taken from moments in the book, but I can't remember like if it's exact or if it's been like doctored up a little bit, Yeah. But yeah, he then asks the kids what kind of fruit they like to eat the most. Very nice, very devil, right? Tom says oranges, Becky says apples, and Huck says grapes. Let's see what you're doing there, movie, with Becky choosing the apples. But I love this effect too. Like for some reason, I love the sound of these fruits appearing in their hands. It's like this like wet pop. It's like right? And yeah, they immediately start eating the fruit, except for Tom. He's got to peel the orange. But just that little bit of detail I really like, right?
Yeah, these claymation people are really great at making things beautiful, except for human children. But
yes,
all the fruit is
plants,
wonderful.
Animals, Satan, yeah.
That's right.
The void, right?
Yes.
But human kids, I don't know, there's uncanny valley thing going on there. Yeah. But yeah, they look up and their friend is gone, right? For like a second. It's like a 5-minute clip. But like it's long enough for them to be like, where'd he go, right? And then he materializes up out of the ground again, only now he's kneeling down and he puts out his hand again, and this little sand castle also rises up out of the earth. And this is the first time we're seeing him in profile, and maybe the first time we sort of realize, oh, like there really is nothing there where the head should be.
Yeah, because you see the side of the mask, right? Yeah.
And the mask is like perfectly positioned so that there's like this little bit of distance, so you can see that empty space. I love that.
And this, just to be clear, so when we have the sandcastle come out, it looks like sand within the world of the kids, right? So, yeah, it's not like, oh, it's clearly like at a beach kind of sand, yeah.
Right, yeah. And this is going to get like confusing talking about this because this is a scene where clay people make clay people,
right?
And like we're supposed to understand that the clay people are made of clay, but the bigger clay people are not.
Right. Do you know buffalo?
Yes.
Buffalo? I don't think I said the right amount of buffaloes there, but yeah. Buffalo.
I think that's a lot more buffaloes than you needed.
That's correct.
No, because okay. If we're pissing people off right now. we're saying, folks, like all of those, that's a correct English sentence, right? Because it's actually because buffalo can also be a verb,
right?
So we're saying that buffalo from the city of Buffalo,
right, confuse
other buffalo from the city of Buffalo. So that would be 5. Buffalo. Buffalo.
No, my friend. Buffalo. That buffalo. Also buffalo.
Oh my God!
You're missing the opportunity. New York bison, who New York bison bully New York bison.
Got it. Okay. I didn't think to like double down.
That's right. Clay people make clay people.
Yes. Clay people
make clay people.
Yes. And Satan's in there somewhere.
Right, there you go. But he's clay.
Yes, he is. Yeah. But yeah. That's what's going on.
Okay, great, wonderful. We cleared it up for everybody.
Perfect. This is a 5-minute clip on YouTube, folks. And yeah, so the kids ask, so they see him making this sandcastle, and they ask if they can help. And he says, "You may make some people." And these three...
And they say, "Don't you start with this. You make some clay people. I'll make some clay people."
You may make some buffalo. Yeah, but I love it. These 3 clay balls sort of like swirl and form in his hand, right? The kids each take one and start making people for this little diorama. And we linger on them making the people. Like, I mean, we could have just like dissolved and it was all done, right? But we got some shots of each of these clay figures making clay figures in their hands.
Right.
And then we dissolve and we get the whole village with, that castle overlooking it, right? And Satan says, "Now we'll give them life." And he sort of like zaps them and all the little figures come to life and start walking around. And this is the second sort of devilly thing that he has done, right? The first one was the tempting them with the fruit, right? And this one's a little bit more godly. Like it's an imitation of what God does, right? Like making people and giving them life, right?
Right.
And I think that is central to this version of Satan here. We're going to see how God and the devil differ in like creation, right? And I actually think that's what this scene is. It's like if Satan got his own little island and he got to play God on it, what would that be like? What would Satan as God look like?
Yeah, maybe God is letting this happen, so you could say, "Oh, maybe Satan's gotten better. Maybe if we leave him to his own devices and he has clay people make clay people."
Oh God! Now we're adding God into this,
and he doesn't really.
So it's like a being is creating a being who is creating a being,
right?
And it's being watched and being talked about by 2 podcasters.
Yeah, maybe this would be the opportunity. Like, oh, maybe Satan's good now. He's proven himself.
Yeah. We'll see what he does.
Yeah.
But yeah. And yeah, so we got this fully populated village now with all these like different little groups of people.
Yeah, little like vignettes of them, and we know this is Satan's doing because the 2 at the top of the turret who get turned on first. Yeah, one of them starts his first lines on Earth are 6, 7. Did you notice that?
No. What?
The ones on top of the turret. One of them comes to life and he says, no. He says 6, 7.
Hang on.
So I'm at...
You fucking with me.
I'm at minute 2 and 15 seconds when the people are coming to life.
15 seconds. Hang on. Folks, hang on 1 second.
We get 2 people in the field and they're like, yay, we're alive, hooray.
Yeah.
And then we got people on top of this castle turret and one goes, 6, 7.
Okay, hang on. I'm listening now. Oh my God. Okay, I see what you mean.
He absolutely does.
He absolutely said 6, 7. He's counting his fingers because he was just created.
He was just created.
and he's like and he's looking at all this. So I've got all 10 fingers and toes.
Right.
6,
7, 6, 7.
Oh, this is so creepy. These little. And we should clarify that these clay figures are markedly different from like Becky, Tom, Huck, and Satan in that like they're almost like stick figures. They're very, very clumsily made.
Yeah, in animation theory, you would say these are more iconic as opposed to more representational, like the people are.
Yeah,
these just look like the feeling of a man. You know, 2 legs, 2 arms, etc. 6, 7, 6, 7.
Yeah, not iconic like 6, 7.
But like a little icon.
Yeah, like little icons, right? Like a representation of a thing, of a human.
Right, but on the other end of that spectrum, between iconic is representational.
God damn it.
So an iconic one is more generic. It stands in for all the people.
Yes.
So like one little icon of a man's like, oh, that's meant to be everybody. But the more Huck looks different from Tom, they're more representational of a specific person.
Exactly.
Okay,
yes.
great.
What Keenan said.
6, 7, 6, 7.
Yeah. I can't believe I've watched this like 100 different times, and it's the first time I saw 6, 7. Oh my God. Yeah. But yeah. Was there anything else?
No, not for that. No,
okay.
I'm done with 6-7.
But yeah, we got that. We got some people working out in the fields. We got like a guard he's like walking the parapets or whatever, and he's got like a pot belly, and he does a little salute, and he pushes it up to make a big like chest type thing. And we got a king and queen.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Becky finishes making this cow or this ox or something out of clay, and she sets it down between these two villagers who immediately start fighting over it. And we hear Satan talking over this. He says, "I find you humans quite interesting, even though you are a worthless, greedy lot." And then as these little clay people continue fighting, we cut to a close-up of Satan's face, his mask face, and we see that he is not a fan of this fighting, this noise. And he says how annoying that sound is. I really like this. This is a different take. This is not him, he's not watching them fight and rubbing his hands together like Palpatine. It's like, good,
right.
Be greedy, be selfish, He is disgusted by it. He has no patience for these little clay people, these mud people, right? We've talked before on this show how, I love when writers have the devil look at us with, this type of disdain, specifically calling out the fact that, we're made of earth, we're made of clay, and how that must puzzle and anger, Lucifer, the angel made from, light, right? The cleanest, purest, brightest substance, right? And we get to see a little bit of that in this iteration of him as he looks at these, little clay figures. Even though in this version he is also made of clay, and he made them. He gave them life. He still can't stand the sight of them.
Yeah,
right?
and in some of our Old Testament, versions of Jehovah or Yahweh, right? Like he becomes disgusted with certain parts of humanity, but I don't think we get this where it's like striking out in just rage. Oftentimes, like him, striking against people in Sodom and Gomorrah or the Noah's Ark story or the Tower of Babel. He's like, kind of, you made me do this, and it kind of sucks. I don't want to be doing this.
Right. Like, why do you make me do this to you?
Right.
Like,
yes, this is for your own
why you
good.
make me do this to you?
That's right.
Humanity.
Right. This is for your own good, but this sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no winners here, just losers.
This is to teach you a lesson, I guess.
Right.
Is the Old Testament, or well, you'll be dead. It'd be a lesson to everybody, all the survivors, I guess. Yeah. But here it's just like it's like Satan made something, and then he's disgusted by it, and he's like, ugh, get it away. Right. Yeah. And so as they're fighting, he just smushes them with his hand. His hand comes down, and most of the people are able to like get away. But he gets the two who were fighting over the ox, and when he lifts his hands, this squished clay reforms into two little coffins. And suddenly, people come in with flowers and funeral decorations, and they place them on the coffins and begin crying. It is really disturbing.
And while he smushes the cow into them as well. So
yeah,
they're fighting over the cow. He's like, I hate fighting over the cow, so I'll kill you, and I'll kill your cow too.
And I'll kill your cow. Yeah, right. And so while they're having this little funeral, Satan says, "Fools, what fascinations there are on this planet. Strange mortals with curious customs." And like just the close-ups of these grieving people, it's really off-putting. Like more so than like the Satan design. Just these little icons of people like crying over two more like dead icons of people,
Yeah, and we didn't really even understand because it's so fast, right? Like it takes much longer to describe it than it takes to show it. But like we don't even really have an idea that they have any emotions except for generic kind of iconic smiley, here we're working on the farm, etc. And then now we see some, really, really evocative screams like the scream from Edward Munch, right? I mean, wailing, like, oh, these people look miserable. Yeah.
And speaking of which, speak of the devil, he continues. His face appears again up in the sky, and he said, still, the scary Satan face, right? And he holds up his hand, saying, "We'll have a storm now, and an earthquake if you like." And then he turns to the kids. He said, "You must stand aside, out of danger." And this is the part that really got to me. This next sequence, maybe it's the music. It's this weird, like warbly, otherworldly music, right? It sounds creepy and lonely and hopeless. Right, it is the best way I can describe it, right? And maybe that's it, right? It's not this epic, bombastic, like Michael Bay danger music. It's not earthquake music. It's like slow and sad and discordant, And so, he raises his hand again, only now he strikes one of the coffins with lightning, and you see the blasted shattered coffin with like this huge black burnt hole in it. And you know, people are scattering now, running away, crawling away. Lightning strikes again. It hits those two guards up in the tower.
No, 6-7.
Yeah, I know, right? 6 and 7. Yeah, they both go tumbling off the tower, but not before you see them burnt and mangled for like a split second, and you know, and then the tower comes tumbling down. And we got this shot of the clay people running. One of them knocks over a little clay kid. We see the earth crack and open right under those coffins, and the burnt one falls into the chasm. The very next shot is a mother crying over her burnt and mangled child. Again, these are little clay figures. They're not particularly realistic looking. They barely have features. They're as basic as you can get, right? Like Keenan said, they're icons. But seeing this mother crying over her child, who is now this lifeless piece of clay, I think that's what gets me the most. They're all lifeless pieces of clay, but somehow this movie can make me look at a piece of clay and be like, wow, that piece of clay is now dead. That is what a dead piece of clay looks like.
Yeah. I also want to point out that as we move from, the fight over the cow, where we are looking down at them from like roughly the children's point of view down at the little play sandcastle area, once the earthquake happens and lightning starts happening, we have more and more shots that are from the clay people's point of view. So, they start to look like the size of real human beings, and we're looking up at these towers like falling onto them, and this chasm that opens up their sand pit like looks like it could swallow us up as well.
Yes. So it has like we are one of those like little clay people now.
Right. And so as they're running all over the place, we don't have the on our other show about Everything Ever All at Once, you've been talking about the wide shot being useful for like comedy and for horror. So we don't have that here. Like we're in the middle of it with them. So we're not like looking down and like removed and going, oh, look at these little things scurrying about like ants. Like now we're the size of an ant, and everything is gigantic and awful.
Yes. And we got more of this like psychedelic, like Tangerine Dream fever music as this little toy world falls down around us. And there's a shot of some clay bricks falling on top of a lifeless clay body, like just like that has already been like blasted by lightning. We didn't even see that one get blasted by lightning. It's just, but you see that it has been blasted, right? And then we got the king, and he's up on the top of his tower, and he's shouting up at the heavens, at the devil, at God, right, for bringing this storm. And he gets struck by lightning, leaving behind this like charred, faceless corpse, right, that more like bricks and stones like cover up, right?
You also didn't mention is people like fall into the chasm, like they leave like fingernail marks of them trying to save themselves.
Yes. The earth begins to close back up, but people are still falling into it. We got a shot of the untouched coffin as it like slides into the chasm. First it like teeters on the edge, and you actually see the little decorative flowers slide off into the void, right? And then the coffin follows. That is just such a disturbing image. We also got living people clawing at the earth, like you say, Keenan, like at the edges of this rift. It's just like clay people clawing up more clay. You know what I mean?
Clay people claw up clay people. Clay people.
Yeah. And of course, right, we got to have a shot of the cow falling in as well. Or I guess this is a different cow.
Yeah,
right?
It must be a different cow.
But like emotionally, it's the same cow.
That's right.
Right. A couple more shots of charred, lifeless clay bodies falling in. Again, like you look at those dead clay bodies, and you're like, they could have just as easily taken one of those little clay figures and just laid him on his back, and it was like, oh yeah, that's a dead one. But they made sure that the dead ones looked dead.
Right.
You know.
And mangled, painfully dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then the earth closes back up, and Satan makes grass and flowers grow over it, as he says, I can do no wrong, for I do not know what it is. And yes, that line is straight from the book, though it's said here in a much different context. Here it seems like he's responding to how the kids are reacting. And they are beside themselves. They cannot believe what they just saw. Huck says through tears, he says, you murdered him. To which Satan responds, never mind them. People are of no value. We could make more sometime if we need them. Another quote from the book, although here it's much more sinister. And we got Satan's like mask face turning into a skull as he says it.
Yeah, and the kind of the question here is like, are the kids culpable? They actually made the creatures, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
they made the people, right? That was Satan's thing. It's like you may make some people, right?
And then
clay people.
And then they seem to have started this sinning by having them fight over the ox, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah. You could look at it as like because Becky was the one who put the ox down, and it's like that was like the thing that started all this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like ironic contrapposto, right? Like Becky, like in the frame story, it's not like Becky has done something and made Tom and Huck fight over something together.
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no.
Great, yeah.
This is as far as I remember, they like Mark Twain is a character in this world,
Mm-hmm.
like the author Mark Twain,
Mm-hmm.
and he's trying to catch up with the second coming of Halley's Comet in this like spaceship thing.
Okay.
And Tom, Huck, and Becky, they kind of like they're like stowaways on the ship, and he's like, well, while you're here, let me show you like all these cool rooms. You know, it's like this elevator goes everywhere. You know, it's like what do you call it? Like in We're Back Dinosaur Story, it's like Captain New Eye's like ship type
Right.
thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So they just like this encounter with the mysterious stranger with Satan has no like bearing on the rest of the film.
All right. Great.
It's just like he doesn't show up again. They don't remember. Like they're not like, oh yeah, we did that horrible thing. No.
Right. Okay. Good. No lessons learned.
Yeah.
Seinfeld style. Got it.
Yeah. And yeah, like they see Satan's skull face and they're just like terrified and they just run back through the elevator door.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leaving our mysterious stranger on his mysterious island. And he finishes with another line from the book. He says, life itself is only a vision, a dream. Nothing exists save empty space and you are but a thought. Now, as he's saying this, his little island crumbles away, as does his body, leaving only that mask floating in the black space. And then we dissolve from there to a close-up of Mark Twain with that face still lingering in his pupil. As you know, Satan says, you know, nothing exists except empty space and you are but a thought.
Yeesh.
So yeah.
All right.
So not having seen any of this movie and not having read The Mysterious Stranger, what do we make of that last line?
This is super existential. I mean, when you said that in regards to Mark Twain, I was like, nah, you might be overusing that word, right? Maybe he's a little morbid or something, but like existentialism, the way that we think about it in literature, that's got to be beyond Mark Twain's reach. But geez, there you go.
Right.
Wrong.
I will say that this speech that our mysterious stranger gives in this little clip, his final little thing, is actually like meant to be happy in the book, which is so weird. Like this is why I wanted us to watch this thing first, because you're probably asking, it's like, Lester, how can this be a happy thought? The thing that he just said. But no, I promise you, it. Well, it is and it isn't. We'll just have to wait until we get there.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to reading it. But existentialism often does arrive at a happy place. It like is facing madness and the randomness of the world in the face, and then saying like, well, what do we do with that now? And in accepting that you are only a thought is liberation for some people.
Right.
But not this Mark Twain.
No.
Mark Twain is haunted by it.
Yeah. But yeah, as we've explored those themes in our other show, Every Minute of Everything Everywhere All at Once. So,
all right. Well, I was told not to look up anything about this movie before we started, but now I have looked it up, and it is directed by exactly who I thought it was. This is by Will Vinton. Yes, who is famous for The Noid. He's the creator of The Noid.
Okay.
The California Raisins.
I was going to say California Raisins. Sounds like that.
He was the claymation guy in America in the 70s and 80s and won a couple Oscars. And then his company eventually was bought out and became Laika. Coraline and Paranorman and Kubo and the Two Strings and all that. So they are still the primary claymation studio in America.
Or stop motion.
Yes, stop motion now, because it's not always clay anymore, right?
Right.
When they... Yeah, we had the animation director of Paranorman come to talk to us at UCLA, and he was like, and look, so we can do all these crazy things now because the bodies are, they're puppets, but we 3D print the faces, and we can go into computer-generated design and make all these different types of faces and then 3D print them. And I was like, you fuckers, you're cheating. This will not stand. How dare you? But now I'm totally accepting. I was like, oh, yeah, this is just pretty cool stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, of course.
Yeah, so they still print out all the individual faces, but they're still puppets.
No. It's still, I mean, that one little piece of the work being streamlined, right? Like, there's still so much that goes into the creation of all these of these films.
And it's not like they actually they're not really doing less work. They're just now doing the same amount of work with more precision by doing this 3D printing. But yeah, exactly. But when that happens, like this it has to be shitty little ugly ugly little children. That's what claymation is. But no, now they can make really cute, emoting little children and stuff. So yeah. But anyways,
the printing press will destroy literature.
That's right. Yeah. So this is Will Vinton directing this, which makes a lot of sense. It looks exactly like him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, watching the rest of this, I was like, oh, this reminds me of, and then I had to look it up. It was like some sort of like Claymation Christmas special, and it is literally called Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas Celebration. Have you seen that?
Probably. I think I saw all of this when I was a kid, but I guess, well, maybe not, because I didn't see The Adventures of Mark Twain. So
yeah, no. I had this on VHS. This was a Christmas staple. I'm looking at like images of it right now. I was like, oh yes, I remember. And yeah, the California raisins are in there, and it's hosted by two dinosaurs, two claymation dinosaurs. And I'm like, oh, I remember, like, oh God, like nostalgia is coming back. Like, what a weird, like this just gives me like all the warm, fuzzy feelings, of my childhood. And I'm like, I am so glad I did not see The Mysterious Stranger and associate it with this wonderful Christmas, like thing, Although, I mean, I do love this too. Like, this is such a cool, I was trying to find a place to say this, but Keenan, I think this is like my top 5, or like in my top 5, maybe top 3 visual depictions of the devil that we have explored on this show.
Oh, very cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of them. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So Will Vinton, you've come and haunted my dreams again. Says here he plays God, the Mysterious Stranger, and Daniel Webster.
Oh, Will Vinton?
Yep. That's what I'm reading.
Is the voice?
That's what I'm reading.
What?
Yeah. There's a woman and him both speaking the Mysterious Stranger at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Mark Twain is played by James Whitmore, who is one of the major method actors of all time. And we know him best today, I would say, as Brooks in The Shawshank Redemption.
Aha. Okay, there we go.
But he was a major actor.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. Very cool.
Right.
All right. Well, yeah, folks. That was it. That was like the little what's the thing before the main course? That was the appetizer. The amuse-bouche. What is this divine amuse-bouche? It's from Red Dragon. This was the little clay. These were the little clay breadsticks before the main Olive Garden. No, not Olive Garden. What's a better place? Before the main course at Sam Clemens Clam Shack.
That's right.
I don't know.
Yeah, over in Florida, Missouri. Florida.
I highly recommend you try the buffalo wings. Yeah. And the mysterious shake. Yeah. All right. But no, like what were your now that we've gone all the way through it, yeah. What are your thoughts? What is your opinion of like this depiction of the devil?
No, this is a crazy one. It's interesting how it's the Mysterious Stranger, but he says exactly who he is immediately. And then he is more ephemeral. He is closest to like the idea of, if we were really being logical about what an angel actually is, it's the closest thing we've seen to something angelic and otherworldly, and not just some guy in a people suit,
right? With wings and stuff. Yeah. No, I really like it.
Right.
Nope.
Can't even see him.
Right? See right through him. But yeah, I'm excited to now get into the book, or I guess the novella, The Mysterious Stranger by Mark Twain. So next week, folks, we're going to be talking about Chapter 1 of The Mysterious Stranger. Now, I might have said before that this book has different versions of it. And by all accounts, like from what I'm seeing, the different versions are, it's not like with our Faust season where it's like different versions have like acts or deleted scenes or added scenes or whatever. It seems like they're like completely different stories or parts of a larger story. So the one that I'm going to be looking at is The Mysterious Stranger by Mark Twain, as edited and adapted by Frederick Dunica and Albert Bigelow Payne. Whoa there. Glad we caught you before the end of the episode, because past Lester and Keenan were about to give you some completely wrong information.
Boo.
Luckily, yeah.
Send them down the river.
Tar and feather them. Now, luckily you have us. Also past Lester and Keenan by now.
It's a matter of relativity, I guess.
Yeah. By the time you're hearing this. But yeah, we're here to tell you not to read The Mysterious Stranger because it turns out the one that was published is a big fat fraud.
A fraud?
Yes, a fraud. Let me explain. When Twain died in 1910, he left behind not one, not two, but three unfinished manuscripts. They are The Chronicle of Young Satan, right? Twain started this in 1897. He set it in an Austrian village in 1702. We get three boys. They meet another boy who claims to be an angel named Satan and says he got that name from his uncle, the actual Satan. This is where the claymation scene actually comes from. But this story was never finished. Then, a little later, he starts another story called Number 44, The Mysterious Stranger, where the narrator is a printer's apprentice who meets a mysterious stranger named Number 44. And in between that, he kind of like tried to rewrite the Chronicle of Young Satan, but like set it in Hannibal, Missouri, and they actually he switches out the kids for Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. But that's like the shortest version of this, and he quickly abandoned it because I imagine because he didn't want like Tom Sawyer already exists in the universe of Huck Finn, or vice versa, right?
Right.
And if he did this, then it'd be like, oh, the devil also is a like walking, talking character in that, with Jim and Tom and Huck and Becky Thatcher and the devil, right? So he abandoned that. But I'm going to have a little bit to say about that later. But that's actually where he gets the name Number 44, and then he, his final word on the subject is this story, also never finished, called Number 44, The Mysterious Stranger, right? And again, where, the narrator is a printer's apprentice who meets this mysterious stranger named Number 44. Now, none of these are finished. They're all kind of like half formed. And then he dies. And his literary executor, Albert Bigelow Paine.
Boo.
Yes, folks, you are right to boo this man. He basically took most of the Chronicle of Young Satan and tacked on the ending of Number 44, The Mysterious Stranger, and then he and his collaborator, Frederick Dunica, filled in the gaps with passages they wrote themselves. They presented all of it as Twain's work without telling anyone, published it in 1916 with the title The Mysterious Stranger.
Right. So it wasn't until the 60s when everyone involved has passed away, when scholars got access to the original manuscripts, and they found, among other things, that Paine had literally crossed out character names that were in Twain's handwriting, and they saw that this was in Paine's handwriting with his own names he's come up with to try to mix these things together. So scholars now consider the Paine Dunica edition a literary fraud.
Yes.
But I imagine that when they're making the claymation film of this, they're not really in the up-to-date, literary history circles. So
that's what I was wondering as well, because it was discovered in, like you say, it was discovered in the 1960s. The film was made a little bit later, but just based on how that scene is presented with the title "The Mysterious Stranger," it seems like the makers of the maybe it wasn't as well known back then.
Sure, I mean, we just found out about it today.
Yes, I read the fraud version and then found out about it. I was like, oh shit, I thought I was ahead, but never mind. Right. But luckily, this actually isn't too big of a deal. All of the stuff from the claymation clip we just got done talking about originated in the unpublished work by Mark Twain called The Chronicle of Young Satan. So we're going with The Chronicle of Young Satan, the first and most complete of Twain's original manuscripts, and the one that actually inspired that claymation scene we just talked about. It was never published in Twain's lifetime, but you can read it for free online at the Mark Twain Project website, and we're going to put a link in the show notes. We will be using the Paine Dunica Mysterious Stranger version as kind of like a shadow text, checking in on it occasionally to point out like what was cut, what was changed, and what Paine didn't want you to read. Right. You got to be clickbaity in this day and age. Right? So before the next episode, we would love for you to read the first chapter of The Chronicle of Young Satan at the link in the show notes. It's not long, right? And it'll set you up perfectly for what we're going to talk about.
And maybe, Lester, one of these years we'll do a season of The Devil Doesn't Require jumping back and forth between different versions of stuff and hidden secrets from
No more
beyond.
A texts, no more B texts. No more pretend like oh, did you know the no more like oh, the drama of the creation of the book itself is a story worth telling. No. Just give me the thing that's already published.
Now, this is the greatest trick the devil ever played, was convincing the world you could write a story about him in one go. Yeah.
God. Geez, even all the way back with when we were talking about The Exorcist, we have the version you've never seen. It's like I want one definitive text. please, at some point. Yeah.
I'll sell my soul for one definitive text.
But yeah, folks, for now, this has been another episode of The Devil's Details. I've been Lester Ryan Clark. You can summon me on all the socials as Lester Ryan Clark.
And I've been Keenan Diaz, and you can invoke me on Instagram and Letterboxd as Howdy Heenan.
Yeah, find more of our shows and other really cool podcasts at truestory.fm, or feel free to drop us a message at Banana for Scale Mail, that's MAIL, @gmail.com. We got our Facebook listener group, Banana for Scale. It's a community for all of our shows, including this one. It's a private group, but just request to join, and we'll let you into the Infernal family. If you want more, consider joining us at truestory.fm/join, and look for Banana for Scale. That's us. You get bonus episodes of all our shows, access to our Discord, and you get your episodes a week early and ad-free. Pretty cool. Just $5. Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? We're not even asking for your souls. Just give us a 5 pentagram rating on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to our show. That and sharing the show by word of mouth or on social media is going to help our little podcast grow and find more cool people like you. All right, folks, until next week, love and hisses. Mwah!